Hey YouTube friends and family, well, I am trying something out new today. I am gonna go completely unscripted, unedited, and I'm gonna be using my GoPro Max 360 camera. So if you're using this on your computer, you wanna click on your mouse and move the cursor around so that you can kind of see in and around, all around you. Or if your smartphone, use your finger or stand up and move around with the phone. Or if you have a virtual reality headset, that would be your best experience. Anyways, we are at Hongdae. That's my best video thus far in terms of most views. And I wanted to do a 360 tour, kind of guided tour of Hongdae. Now I'm starting on the other end, well, one of the far ends, and I'm going to be going that direction to kind of give you a little tour. Now, I did a Hongdae tour, not a Hongdae tour, I did a Hongdae 4K walk, and that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. But right now, I'm just going to use my GoPro 360 Max and take you on a little tour of one end of Hongdae to the other. Now, the reason why I wanted to try out the GoPro Max 360 now is because the daytime recording quality is better than the evening. So I wanted to be able to at least test out this first little virtual tour walk during the daytime. That way you would get a better idea of the area and hopefully the quality of the camera or the lack thereof. We'll see. But I'm using the GoPro 360, but I'm not going to be using the audio for the voice. I'm using a separate Zoom H1 recorder using this microphone. So hopefully my voice will pick up well and you'll be able to hear me clearly. Seems like Hongdae is already kind of hopping a little bit. We got lots of young people. For this old man, I guess I kind of don't really fit in this area, but nevertheless, I guess it keeps me young, and it seems like Hongdae is a pretty interesting spot for people to want to tour and visit. So, you don't have to always listen to me talking. You can kind of look around and see what's around. There looks like there's some kind of shady stores here and there, but we're going to get to the more family-friendly as we continue on. Let's see. When we first came to Hongdae, or at least the first time I experienced it was in 2018. And I must say that at that time, of course, COVID wasn't going on. And Hongdae generally is known as a pretty hopping place. Lots of street performers, lots of just lively atmosphere that unfortunately we're not going to really completely be able to capture today just because, it's still COVID. Granted, there are more people out and about, but South Korea has not completely has been able to dispense the vaccinations. So most of us, minus the healthcare workers and some of the elderly, they're the only ones in Korea thus far that had the vaccine, as far as I know. But lots of places to eat. I think that's one of the things in Korea, is that even in just your own neighborhood, to be able to try to eat all the restaurants in just your neighborhood in 1 year would nearly be impossible, much less all of Seoul. Even here in Hongdae, I think it would be impossible to eat every restaurant in 1 year. I guess if you were a baller and you had a lot of money, I guess that would be possible, but it might take a toll on your health as well. But as you can see, it's you got some nice restaurants open now, and I must confess that food is not really my forte. I'm one of those people that is very happy with eating pretty much the same thing every day. So I still, for those of you who know me, I still eat eggs, rice. I have incorporated vegetables and fruit over the years, so I have been staying healthy in that way. But yeah, lots of food though. Baskin and Robbins, that's my mom's favorite place. But Baskin Robbins is pretty ubiquitous in Korea, and it's hard to stay away from, because that is one of my weaknesses is ice cream in the form of mint chocolate chip. Man, I love mint chocolate chip ice cream, and I would eat it literally every day if I could. But it's not good for my health, and I haven't eaten it for, goodness, probably since I left to Korea in 2018. So I've been pretty good at keeping from eating that. All right, well, as you can see, this is a really lively place. It's really awesome at nighttime. And once the vaccinations are taken care of, this place will be pretty lively again. But yeah, it's just it's fun to come over here, feel young again. That's something I'll still never get used to. Those motorcycles with that deliver food. Man, it's crazy how fast you can get food delivered to your location, to wherever you are. It's amazing, actually. Lots of temptations in terms of giving in to your food here in Korea. But here we go. There's lots of stores here that I've never even ever really gone in. But I guess if you're into style, this would be a cool place to go to. It's kind of more people than I anticipated, actually. I'm pretty surprised, actually. I was here 2 weeks ago, and that's when I did my 4K walk. And I feel like it wasn't as lively as it is today. Granted, I think it is the weather, so that is helping. So yeah, if you ever find yourself in Seoul, you definitely want to come here. This is like one of the top places as a visitor to come and check out. I am looking forward moving on to, if this 360 video is pretty interesting to you all, I am hoping to do some additional 360 walks with you, 360 virtual tours, and try to interact a little bit more with the audience. So yeah, we'll see how many people view this video, and make sure you like and subscribe, and it would be awesome if you could comment below, because this is a completely new format that I'm trying. I am not the brightest tool in the bunch when it comes to just speaking off cuff, so we'll see how this goes. I'm usually used to editing all my verbal mistakes, and we'll see what happens here. All right, well, I mean, this is like, if you enjoy shopping, this place you could find yourself spending a weekend in, I guess. It's a place that I would be dying in if I had to shop here, but a lot of people do like shopping. All right, well, lots of knickknacks and gadgets. Those are like that studio over there. It's like a place that you can take pictures. And Korea is really into selfies, and it makes sense that Korea loves Instagram. Let's see. Right up there is norebangs, and it's a really popular one. think pretty expensive per hour, but for a while, noraebangs were kind of shut down in Korea because of COVID, but I think they have begun to open up. But correct, I could be incorrect. So if you know below in the comments, comment if they've been shut back down again. The numbers in Korea have gone up a little bit, where they are averaging like 600 to 700 cases in a country of about 51 million. So I guess that's not too bad. These days, India right now is the country that's really struggling with COVID. But yeah, another thing that's cool, if you are a foreigner visiting Korea, as you might have been able to tell, there are a lot more foreigners in this area. Hongdae and let's see, Itaewon. Those are, I guess, foreigner-friendly locations. Yeah. Some of this music is pretty loud. I'm not even sure if you're going to be able to hear me, but man, I'm super glad that I don't have to shop into any of these places. I'm one of those people that are a big advocate in grab and go. Know what you're going to buy, grab it, and get out of there as soon as possible. But my poor wife, unfortunately, she has to deal with me not liking shopping too much. But I have been a better husband these days. We have gone and did some shopping recently at some of the baekwajums or the Korean department stores, and I've been a good husband. So she's been able to get some new items without me like rushing her. So yeah. Anyways, I was viewing how some people do 360 videos on YouTube, and they kind of hold it up really high and just do this, and they don't talk. But I thought, you know, I could do that, but I thought I would try out this new format and see how it goes. Yeah, that's another thing. If you notice, the styles in Korea are different, of course, than America or any other respective country that you might be in. One of the things I've noticed with Koreans these days is that the like dress pants or jeans, the male or the males, the men, they don't have the bottom of their generally don't have the bottom of their pants touching their shoes. So it's up like an inch off of their by their like an inch above their ankles, which is really funny. But I guess it's kind of like the new style. All right. So we've got something going on over here. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at Korean. So it looks like he is a street preacher and trying to share the gospel. So that's good. Koreans are very passionate, so it sounds like he's yelling at everyone to trust in Jesus, which is really funny. But you know, he just has a lot of passion for his faith. All right. That's another thing. All these like little scooters in Korea, they kind of they don't really have a strict law in terms of enforcing scooters. They're technically not supposed to be on sidewalks, but a lot of scooters go on the sidewalks anyways. But they're pretty cool. My wife and I rented them back in the wintertime actually, but it was pretty fun. But they're kind of 비싸요, kind of expensive. So we only did it one time. Let's see. But bike rentals are really cheap. If you get a city bike, it's like 1,000 won per hour, which is like the equivalent of like 90 cents an hour, which is so cheap compared to America. When we lived in Portland, Oregon, they had Nike city bikes because Nike is based in Beaverton, Oregon, near Portland. And I think like per hour, it was something exorbitant, like $3 or $4 an hour. Don't quote me on that though. I could be wrong. But yeah. Another culture shock you might experience when you're in Korea is the amount of people that still smoke. I feel like Korea is a little behind in terms of the really taking to heed the health warnings of lung cancer and all the bad things that come with smoking. So you see a lot of younger people, actually not, I'm sorry, not just younger people, all generations smoke a lot. I think, I don't know, this is just from me, but I think it's because of just the stress of school for the younger people, and then that segues into the career and workplace. And I think there's a lot of stress in Koreans in their life. And so smoking and drinking are two very huge things in Korea, which, you know, I don't want to be a judge towards that. But, you know, too much of drinking can definitely be bad for your health, put you in dangerous situations. I'm not saying alcohol is completely horrible. It's just I choose rather not to partake in that. Besides, I really hate the taste of alcohol. And I guess if I loved alcohol, this would be a great place to be a drinker. Koreans have this alcoholic drink called soju, and you can find it at any local grocery store or little like CU or GS25 or 7-Eleven, any of those like convenience stores. It's so cheap. You can get like soju is like you can get a bottle of soju cheaper than you can get a bottle of Coca-Cola, and the bottle of soju is like I think 19 to 20% alcohol content, which is crazy. Yeah, but it's pretty cheap. And so Koreans love their alcohol. So it's a very common thing, and almost rude. Actually, it is rude to not drink if an older person is offering it to you. So it's no surprise Koreans get into the culture of drinking. But thankfully, I don't put myself in situations where I have to say no to someone that's older than me. I guess it helps being old already. So anyways, yeah, wow, there's a lot more people today than there were 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I really wish we had the street performers. There's some really talented people. Some of them will do magic, some of them will have solo shows, some of them will have a whole like full-on band and do like a performance. So that's pretty cool. But sadly, that's we don't have that, at least until after COVID. But yeah, this is getting towards the end of the main walking, the main street of Hongdae walking. I know my wife and I ate somewhere. I don't know. It might have even been that barbecue, but we ate at one of these barbecues along this street, and it was pretty good. Actually, it had Gordon Ramsay on it because he had come to visit that Korean barbecue, and so our eyes, you know, we got like Gordon Ramsay went here, so it must be pretty good. But yeah, that's another thing in Korean stores or Korean restaurants, 식당s. If a famous person in Korea or some other culture comes to visit their store or their restaurant, it's they like to take pictures of that person being there. So it's nice advertisement. There's one of my favorite stores, DJI. I'm using a GoPro Max right now, but I do have a DJI Pocket 2, which is like a little pocket gimbal camera. So that's really nice to have. But now I'm using my GoPro 360. Hopefully, it's good enough for you guys to be able to get a good idea of what Hongdae is like. I don't know, maybe it was this restaurant that we went to. Smells really good. The thing I've noticed about Korea is that if you go to inside like a 백화점, a department store, or a mall, they really don't allow you to walk around and take videos. I got shut down a couple of times walking around a mall, and I think unless I become like this huge YouTuber that can get the endorsement of the malls to kind of like advertise for them, I won't be able to do that in the near future. So, man, if you guys start subscribing or let other friends and family know, I could get this channel above, at least growing in subscribers. So my first goal is to get over 100. The reason why is that if you have over 100 subscribers, you can use your own URL. So it could be YouTube/traveling on instead of YouTube/user/Adam on. So if you get above 100, at least you can start using your own made-up URL. So hopefully, right now I'm at 88. So it'd be really cool if I could get up to 100. So that direction is pretty cool, like little mall over there, department store. But we're gonna go down this way, and we're gonna go down some of the side streets to kind of show you what's down there. But yeah, I was really fascinated with 360. Actually, a long time ago, here's a little story. When I was like 10 years old, I had the great privilege to have a family, an adopted family that were financially stable and well off, enough to be able to take family vacations. And I grew up in the Midwest in Indiana, and I think when I was 10 years old, we took a trip to Disney World. And Disney World had just recently opened Epcot, and so I remember at Epcot they had this attraction that had huge like movie screens that were in a whole big circle. So if you stood in the middle, you had TV screens all around you, and it was literally like the first 360 video I'd ever seen, and it was amazing. As a little kid, I just like, this is crazy. You can look to your left, right, behind you, and you can see video, the same video as if you were there at that location that they were showing the film. And that really fascinated me. And so it's, fast forward many, many years later, and here I am being able to have basically a pocket-sized 360 camera that can do the same thing. So, actually even do it better. So that's pretty cool. So I don't know about you guys, but one of my weaknesses is technology. I love technology. I love cameras. I love computers. I still love like video games to a certain extent, although I really haven't had time to play them. And the only console I have right now is a Nintendo Switch. But I think liking those things kind of keep you young, you know? And so, yeah, I guess it's good to be a forever kid. And Lord willing, my wife and I are still hoping and praying to be blessed with a child one day. So I guess I got to stay young, you know? But yeah, this is pretty nice. I don't even honestly know like what a lot of these things are. Like this M playground, I don't know what that is over here. The combination of chicken and beer is a big thing in Korea. A lot of people will go out for dinner, and then later on in the evening, as the evening progresses, they'll go to a restaurant like a chicken and beer place, and they'll share chicken, and then they'll just drink beer. And so, yeah, It's like a thing in the Korean tradition of hanging out. Of course, Korea is known for their cafes, which there are so many cafes, and they are not cheap. They're pretty expensive. So even though my wife and I can afford going to cafes, we really try to not go there because it's just I would rather spend my money on something else than drinking an expensive tea or coffee. Although both my wife and I, we don't drink coffee. Not because, we're trying to be snobby or anything. It's just because I really don't like the taste of coffee. It's just the whole bitterness of it. Same with alcohol. I don't like the taste of alcohol because of the bitterness. So it's a taste that I've never acquired. So thankfully, I haven't fallen into that trap. But I know I'm familiar with tiger sugar. My wife and her brother, when he came to visit us in Korea, they like tiger sugar. So I am familiar with that. I believe it's a boba place. But let's see. I'm gonna go down this street over here, but later on we could go that way, and that's where the main street is, where the main, like one of the bigger streets are down that way. But I'll take you down this road over here and see what's over here. I don't entirely know what the Korean law is regarding YouTube. I know in, for example, America, because you're recording in public and the person's in public, you technically have a right to record them. But I think in Korea, because of certain laws about, I don't know, guys taking videos or pictures of girls when they don't want them to, they are a little bit more strict about that. So, oh, speaking of, there's some police officers. Anyways, yeah, so yeah, I guess there are certain like restrictions on that. I tried looking it up online, but wasn't able to completely figure out all the recording rules and stuff. But I think I'm okay. Obviously, police just walked by me, and it's obvious I have a camera, so that's good. Speaking of police here in Korea, it's really cute in the sense that in Korea, they try to make policemen approachable. So like at police stations, they have like this little like mascot of like a very cute little like figurine that looks like a police person that tries to be very inviting and friendly. And so police here in Korea, yeah, I feel really safe. So it's nice. And I don't know if it's me or if it's just being biased or not completely, I don't know, but for some reason the police here in Korea, so many of them are so young. I'm like, they're like babies. So it's funny. But let's see. I don't know if like boba and milk tea are still popular anymore. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm really hoping that the video quality is up to par for you guys. So if you've gotten this far, that means that it should be, or it must be at least okay for you. So where am I? Huh. I'm not exactly sure where I am. Oh. Okay. So if you are driving or walking, you definitely have to look out for the delivery drivers on their motorcycles, because they pretty much have free reign. Because I think most people in Korea, they don't mind it because they know that those delivery drivers are working hard, trying to get the food to people. So people are pretty understanding of their sense of urgency. So if you are a recipient of their food getting delivered, you really appreciate that food getting to you in a timely manner. That's another thing I noticed about living in Korea is that Koreans really love getting things in a timely manner. So, yeah, like for instance, in America at least, if you order from Amazon, you can pay extra annually to get 2-day shipping. But here in Korea, we have something equivalent to Amazon called coupon, and they usually will deliver. If you order early enough in the day, they'll deliver that same day, and if it's later in the day, they'll deliver the next day. So, yeah, I guess we don't really like to wait too long when it comes to Korea. Of course, it does help being a smaller nation. We're kind of like a small boat compared to America that's this big battleship or something. See those people that just went by in the little scooter? You're technically not supposed to have 2 people on it, but for the most part, it's really hard to enforce. And yeah, I guess you could save money by having both of you on one scooter rather than doing 2 scooters. So that, I guess, is something you should think about if you want to do that. But it is nice having the 4 seasons here in Korea. I don't know where you come from, but I know when I lived in California, we had the 2 seasons of hot and hotter, and that was never fun. So here in Korea, you do get the legit 4 distinct seasons. So here, you can see, I did go down this street on my 4K walk, but here you've got a better view of the bigger, or one of the larger main streets. And I know I was in that mall before. There's a movie theater up there. One of the things I noticed when I first came to Korea in 1996, that's crazy. When I first went to Korea, we went to a movie and we were just blown away by the sound quality of their movie theater. And I think America is caught up with good sound quality, but Korea, especially like Megabox or CGV movie theater, they have really good sound. So it's nice to go to a movie, although we have only gone to 1 movie since we've been here for the last 7 months. That's due to COVID, and so hopefully they can stay afloat. Oh, something I can tell you about, like Adidas, Nike, New Balance, etc. Korea is known as like the aftermarket. So what I mean by that is, for example, I'll show you my shoe here. So this particular shoe, this New Balance shoe, we bought, and it started tearing right here. And I was using it not for the right purpose. I was hiking with it, and it really is a running shoe. But it started tearing, and we were like, oh man, we need to take it to like a shoe person, the shoe repair place. And little did we know, after doing a little bit of research, that you can take it back to the place that you bought it, or back to like New Balance. We just took it to a New Balance store, and they will repair it for you, which is crazy. So, and then we later found out that all the places like this will repair it for you. So if you buy a Nike shoe, New Balance shoe, Adidas, whatever, that they'll all repair it for free. So that was pretty insane. That's crazy. So that's pretty cool. I found that pretty remarkable. Yeah, this is Korea. This is very lively right now. Looks like we've got one thing about Korea too is that they're very passionate people, so they do like advocating for certain things like social situations, injustices going on in the country, whether they support a certain leader or don't support a leader. And they're really very passionate protesters. And my wife and I just recently saw a movie on Netflix actually called 1987. And wow, it's awesome. It's about this huge protest of kind of a corrupt government, like hiding of a death of a person, and Korea protested it, and it's pretty awesome. It was pretty very touching. So at the end of that 1987 show, I was very proud to be Korean. So yeah. Oh, speaking of being Korean, I'm a Korean adoptee, and I have applied 6 months ago, almost 6 months ago. I applied for dual citizenship, and I should hear back from the government soon on that process. And basically, in maybe less than a month, I will have full Korean citizenship, because as an adoptee, I never personally rescinded my citizenship. And so there's like a little bit of an exception rule with Korea where they are allowing adoptees to claim their original nationality, even though they are citizens of the adopted country that they were adopted to. So I'm really excited to be a dual citizen. And yeah, who knows, right now I plan on retiring in Korea. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited to have my full Korean citizenship. I'm really excited about that. Right now I have the F4 visa, but now I'll be able to vote as a Korean citizen, be able to get more discounts financially. I've got the amazing healthcare that Korea offers, and yeah, I'm pretty excited to become a full citizen in the near future, that is. But yeah, here's the example of a lot of people smoking. It was funny, my wife and I were sitting at a restaurant a while back, and we were eating, and there were some young people, probably in their mid-20s, that were smoking outside near the restaurant. And a couple of harabojis, that's like grandpa ages, were eating in the restaurant. And one of them went out, and he started like reprimanding them and saying, "Do your parents know that you're smoking?" And it was really cute and funny at the same time. But yeah, it's hopefully as the time goes on, a lot of the Koreans will stop smoking. Yeah. But this place does look pretty cool in the evening time. But I wanted to do a little bit of walk right now during the day with my first GoPro virtual tour with you. If you have a headset, you're really getting the true effect. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I hope that you're able to get to look around. You don't always have to listen to me talking, but you're able to look around and see what Hongdae is like. At least the smokers do, I gotta give them credit. At least they smoke on the side streets where less people walk around and congregate. So yeah, I don't want to just show you the perfect Seoul. I want to show you the reality of Seoul. And so hopefully, as time goes on, I'll be able to take you on some more 360 walks, and you can kind of get to enjoy the city of Seoul, and not just Seoul. You'll get to enjoy other parts of Korea, In fact, a little insider information, if you've stayed on this video this long, my wife and I, we are going to be going down to Busan this coming weekend. So that's super exciting. Busan is the city that I was born in. It is my mother's city. So I'm excited about going there, and I will be doing some actual vlogs where I have to edit the videos, but I'll probably do something like this as well. So anyways, oh, if you are wondering about the boxes, a lot of elderly people will go around Korea and collect the boxes, and then they turn those boxes into recycling centers and they get money out of it. And so that's why you see people in and around Korea, they generally are the elderly, and much respect to them. It's pretty tough to see them because they obviously are doing that because financially they're struggling. So that's kind of tough. But anyways, that's kind of like on a sad note to end the video. But hey, I really appreciate if you've gone this long on the video. Man, kudos to you. Thank you so much for watching the video. I definitely look forward to future 360 walks with you. And make sure you like and subscribe as always. You guys are my motivation to keep doing this. As I see that subscriber count go up, it just motivates me all the more to grind out these videos for you. Anyway, God bless, take care, and see you next time.